Confused on which is better, a chain 3 and turn or a chain 2 and turn for a double crochet stitch? I'm going to walk you through what each of these looks like, and I'm going to help you troubleshoot so you don't lose your stitch count and your work stays the same. There is a little bit of confusion when it comes to turning chains and what stitch to work into. Now, if you chain 2 to turn with a double crochet stitch, that does not count in your stitch count and you will not work into that turning chain. You're going to then work in this very first gap right here, and you're going to place your first double crochet stitch. And that's going to be the first stitch that actually counts in your stitch count. So what will happen is when you get to the end of a row where the previous row used a chain 2 and turn, you do not work into that chain 2. So let me show you what that looks like here. So we're to the end of a row. Now remember, I used a chain 2 and turn for the previous row. So this is the chain 2 right here, and this was that first double crochet stitch. I am going to pretend like this chain 2 doesn't even exist here, and I am only going to work into the double crochet, the first double crochet from the previous row. So to end a row where the previous row had a chain 2 and turn, and then you worked right away into that first double crochet stitch, you're going to end right here. This is going to be the last space right here to work into, and you'll place a double crochet into it. So again, you're ignoring that chain 2 and turn. You're pretending like it doesn't exist, you don't work into it or anything, and that will keep your stitch count the same. Now, if you're using a chain 3 to turn, so let's say we're doing the chain 3 to turn. Now, it just depends on the crocheter. Some people like a chain 2 and turn, some people like a chain 3 and turn. So for a chain 3 and turn, that chain 3 does count as a double crochet stitch and you will work into it. So because of that, we're going to skip over the first stitch. So we're not going to work into that first stitch. We're ignoring it. This chain 3 is acting as that first stitch here in the double crochet. So we're going to work into the second stitch for our first double crochet stitch. So again, with the chain 3, we're not going here. We're going to work into here. So into this second chain, so not this one, we're going into the second chain is where I would work the first actual double crochet of my row. Again, that chain 3 and turn is going to count as a double crochet stitch and you're going to work into it. So then I'll show you what it looks like when you get to an end of a row where the previous row used a chain 3 and turn. Okay, so I'm at the end of a row where the previous row I used a chain 3 and turn. So again, I will work into the top of that first double crochet. So I'm going to put a double crochet into it, but instead of ignoring the chains, I'm actually going to work the last double crochet of my row into the top of that turning chain, into the top of the chain 3. So I would work my last double crochet of the row into the top of that chain 3 from the previous row. So hopefully that makes sense. It all depends on whether you're using a chain 2 or a chain 3 where you work that first stitch. I hope that makes sense.